This is Irontrader. This is midday trading. So I'm going to take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. But first of all, take a look here at Tesla and PLTR. This video is for information purposes only, not recognized to buy, sell, stock, and commodity ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Tesla, here we have PLTR. Now, here's two stocks that a lot of people like to trade. Same way with here. I'm myself, same thing. Okay, so Tesla here, we had this nice double bottom situation. It ran up here, but you notice you couldn't do anything with this 200 SMA. See how strong that is? Okay, now what we have here is the 50-day is rolling over here. So we're going to see how this is all going to shake up, because that's going to provide a lot of resistance if this gets up higher. Okay, so what we had here, we had this low of 214.25. So we filled this gap. This is the gap that we're looking for here. Okay, so we had that low of what do we have here? Okay, yeah, okay, 238.88. That was your gap, and then we look all the way to the top of this candle here at 218.72. Now, if we look at the bottom of this candle, you're looking at 212.11. Okay, so that was the support level, and we held it at 214.25, looking very, very nice. Now, yesterday you can see here where we basically just had an inside day traded, higher than what we had the day before, but you notice that it went right into that 21-day, and then it stopped at that. Now, today, so far, we have what they call just an inside day. Okay, so upside here, we're looking at today's high. You're looking at 236. Okay, then we can come to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 243.36, and then we're going to start running into very strong resistance here at that 250.34. That's your 8 SMA here, which is curling down, and then we have your 21-day at 252.42 level. Okay. Now on the downside here, we always want to watch here the previous day's low. That's going to be very key. You're looking at 217.80, and then we come have the retest at 214.25, and then we're going to be looking right back at this candle here at that 212.11. Okay. But right now here we just have this range basically between 214 and this 8-day. Now, as this time progresses, this 8-day is going to come down and provide very, very strong resistance here, unless you get some kind of a catalyst. Now, remember when Tesla had their numbers, okay, their sales are declining way before all this tariff stuff, everything happened here. Okay, so just remember that. But then again, on the other hand of it, remember this is just as it's not just a car company anymore. It's an AI company, a solar company, self-driving. So there's a lot of technology here that's back into the Tesla. It's just that not something I would jump in here. I mean, to me, it's a great trader. Now, if you want to take this short, you can also go TSLS, which if we start losing that 214, that 212 level, then I'll be full blown into TSLS, which is the easy way to short this Tesla here, okay? But on the upside here, just watch that 8-day. That's going to be very, very crucial. And then watch that 21-day. If we can get above all that there, then we have this nice target here. We can work ourselves back to 289.44 level, and possibly that 50-day at 296. But right now, I don't see this here happening in this kind of a situation, but we got to see how it all shakes out. Now, we only have 39 on your RSI here. That's not even overbought or oversold. And look at your green is kind of pinching over your red here. So we got to just see here, but just be a little bit careful here with the Tesla. If you like this, like I do, I just trade this, okay? In, out, take your money, and then move on to the next trade. I mean, that's just how Tesla is working right now until we can get some kind of a clarity going. Okay, Palantir. Now, let's just say take a little peek ski here. Palantir, we had a nice good run all the way up here. What do we get up there? We got 98.17. Then we sold down here with the rest of the market. Okay, so it came all the way down here to that 66.12 level. Okay, so what we're really looking at is we just always look to the left of the chart. What we're looking at is the bottom of that candle. So you're looking at 63.40. So right now we're holding it, but that would be your next level if that is lost here. Okay, so downside, what you want to do is just watch today's low, 77.27. Then we watch yesterday's low at 75.22. We'll come down to the bottom of this candle right here at that 71.93, and then that 66.12. That's going to be a retest. But if that's lost here, then we just come right to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 65.68, and then we have your 200-day sitting right here at that 58.24 level. But right now you can see the upside here. Well, we rallied right on up to it, but we went right into that 8-day and then that 100-day, and it stopped it cold. So upside this is your resistance, 80.95. Okay, so you want to trade into that, and then right above that is you have 81.67. Now, if you can get above that, then we have your 21-day, very simply at 85.44 right across, 91.84. That's your 50-day, and then your retest at 98.17. But you got to get above this 8. But see how that 8 it crossed over? Okay, the 21-day crossed over the 100-day. Now it looks like it until you can get back above that. Okay, this is going to be sideways here to down situation. Okay, so you got 42. That's not telling us much. That's not overbought or oversold. Same with the green is below your red, showing that the momentum is pretty much to the downside here. But again, this like all stocks. So if you're trading this, that's exactly what you do. You trade it. Okay, this is not a buy and hold until we can start getting above all these resistance levels. Then we can possibly take it higher. Okay. All right, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly. Now, look how nice this is. Okay, so we got this low all the way down here at that 74,635. And here so far today, we got as low as 74,655. Okay, so we got ourselves a nice higher low. But you notice that what you're trading is that 74,635 on the bottom. And where did it go? Okay, right into that 200-day. Okay, that 200-day is going to be very, very strong. This is why you trade the charts. Okay, so if you're down here and you know that it's holding this, you know when it's going to run up here, this is where you want to sell into it. Okay, is right into that 200 SMA. This is very, very strong resistance. Now, if we get above that, this is your big target is going to be that 8-day, 81,840, and then we have your 21-day at 83,700. Now, there is a gap, small gap, okay, so you want to watch the top of this, 81,450, and then the bottom of that candle at 81,890. That's going to be resistant levels also. So there's a lot of resistance here, but your 8-day crossed over your 21-day, not good. Okay, that's not good. As that comes down, you're going to be fighting it the whole way. Now, here on a weekly basis, this 50-day. Well, this is everything. You want to make sure that we close above by Friday, 77,293. Okay, so if we can, then we can start rallying up here and maybe go towards that 8-day. But as the week goes on, that 8-day is coming down. You can see how strong we were right into it, but nothing. Okay, some right on down. But just watch that 50-day. That's going to be very, very key by Friday. Okay. Now, when you look at the RSI, you got plenty of room on the downside. This is not oversold. Same way here. Same way we have here on RSI here on the weekly. This is not oversold, but we do have a positive divergence. Okay. So we had this low. Okay. We had a low. Now we had an even lower low, but we have a higher low here. So we have positive divergence on your RSI. So just always keep that in mind. The green is down below your red, but that doesn't mean I can't swirl right back up here again. But we need a catalyst here to take it above this 200-day. That's going to be very key. That's 78,643. If we can, then you'll be looking right at that 8-day and then possibly that 21-day. Now, again, you can get above that. Then we'll come right to this price channel at that 89.20 level, and then that 50-day at 89.409. But remember, just always just watch here. Now, on the downside, if this key level is lost, that 74,635 is lost here, okay, then we're going to come right to the top of this candle here. We're looking at 74,485 level, okay. Then what we can do is we just follow the candles on down, 73,600, okay. We come down here, you got the 72,190 level. Then we come over here, you got 69,785, and then we can come actually to the bottom of that. You're looking at 67,140. So there is a lot of room here on the way down here, but again, now this price here is below all your simple moving averages, 200-day, 8, 21-day, 50-day, 100-day. There's nothing bullish about this, okay? So two-way trade. Easy way, IBIT for the long, downside, BITI for the short. Easy peasy. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. Now, crude oil actually came all the way down to 55.20 12 level here. Okay, so what we're watching here, we're watching this 57 level. Okay, that was what we were looking for. And then your next level down here, we came down to right here is what we're looking for, is at 53.93. So roughly 54. We haven't made it there yet. You're looking at 55.12. But again, there's nothing bullish about what's going on with this. Okay, see, we had this double top situation, and now we have a series of lower lows and lower highs. Yes, do we have a bottoming tail? If this turns green, then I would say yes. And then we have to see what the reaction is. If it holds it the next day, then we could take it right on up here. Now, this is getting pretty much really oversold kind of a situation here, because we're basically, when you look at the top of this candle here, you were at 72.28. Now you're at 57. Okay, so Not so much. Now, the EIA numbers came out there, and you had a build in the crude, but you had a draw on the gasoline, you had draw on distillates, small build in Cushing here. But remember, we got seasonality coming in there, summer driving coming in. So really, I'm looking for a relief rally kind of a situation. Now, I still have the SCO going. Okay, that's a crude short, and I always scalp the UCO at the same time. If this does rally up here, there isn't really that's going to be that big of a rally going to be going up here. Okay, so always remember that. Okay, so if you look at to the upside, we look to the bottom of this candle here. Okay, so what you're looking at is 57.88, and then we'll look at today's high. You're looking at 58.38. Okay, then we come to the bottom of this candle right there. Okay, you're looking at 58.95. We'll come to the bottom here. Okay, you're looking at 60.45, and then we can just follow the candles right on up here. What you have is 61.75, and then we'll come up here. You got 63.90, and then we're going to be looking for this 8-day at 64.83. And that's going to be very, very strong resistance. If you get above that, then we have 65.22, and then we can go to your 21-day. But right now, if this has a good rally here, I'm planning on scalping UCO and dumping it right here before we get into this 8-day simple moving average. Just that simple. Now, when we take a look here at the weekly chart, okay, situation here, you got targets all the way down here, all the way down to $6. Not that I'm saying that's where that's got to go down to $6. That was very, very rare. Actually, it went down to a negative 27 one time, and it's just an absolute excellent buying opportunity here to take long. But what you got to do is just look at these levels. This 65.12, if we do get a relief rally here and you go into the 8-day, sell your position here. That's what I'm going to be doing. I shouldn't tell you what you got to do, but I say that's what I'll be doing, to sell my position here. And then on UCO, if once I can see where there's a good scalping opportunity on this oversold condition, then I think she's going to pull back. And I think you're only going to hit that 53, that 54, 53.95. 54 level, but I think you're going to hit that $50 level very, very easy. Now, I say there's a lot of targets that are down all the way down into 40s. Now, this isn't just on tariffs. This is also basically because OPEC is pouring on the crude here come May. You look at 411 million barrels that you got to add to the system here. I don't see where that is any kind of a positive. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas, your daily and your weekly. Now, you can see here that double top situation, 425 level, and then just shooting all the way down. Now, this green candle here, we do have a bottoming candle here if it holds. That's the key, if it holds. Now, today it got low as 3.33. So all you have to do is look to the left here. What do we have? 3.30. You had 3.29. Okay, so if that is lost here, then what we're going to do is we'll be looking here to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 3.23, and then we're going to be looking right here at that 3.16. There's your gap. 3.11 is your fill, and then all the way down to your 200-day at 303 level. Okay, but we got to see how that all shakes out. If it loses that, then we have this 50-day on the weekly here, all the way down to 296. Okay, but right now the candle's green, and it looks like we have a bottoming tail, so we got to see how this is going to shake out. Now, on the upside, you got we want to look at today's high. You're looking at 3.54. Okay, so if we just take this candle right here, that's your resistance level. Okay, 3.55. So you came in within a penny. Okay, that's what we're looking at. And then your next level there is going to be, if we just look at the bottom of this candle, 360. Okay, and then we look there, 3.67. Okay, and then we have 3.73 level, the bottom of the candle. And then we're going to start getting into strong resistance. 8-day, 3.83. Okay, 50-day, 3.87, and then 21-day at 3.93. Now, again, you can see here, see the 21 rolling over, 8-day rolling over. There's nothing bullish about this, okay? And seasonality right now is not in favor of the old natty gas, okay? Winter's ending. The only thing you can count on here now is the LNG going forward and a really, really hot summer, okay, situation. Now, see, we still have that series of higher low situation still going on the weekly, okay? So we have a double bottom or a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and so far higher low. But we start losing this here, like we lost this 21-day, you can come down here to this 200-day and down to that 50-day here very, very easily, okay? So that's what we have to look at right now. There's just nothing here that says, wow, this is great, okay? So RSI, okay, it's a 37, not overbought, oversold. The green is not the same way. It's not overbought, oversold. But this looks like it's just starting to roll here on the weekly, and you got plenty of room to run on the weekly. So again, to me, I just trade this, okay? UNG there for the long on the scalp, KOLD for the short. it's good trading. And that's all that I use this natural gas for. But just watch this here. We might have a possible bottoming tail here. So we have to see how strong. If this candle stays green, and then tomorrow, or say at 6 o'clock, we hold this bottom here, that could take a nice good rally up, at least to that 100-day, maybe even possible to that 8-day. Okay? Patience, that's the key. Okay, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.